As someone who has tested dozens of AI app builders, I can tell you one thing for sure, that most of these AI app builders are good at one thing, generating something that looks like an app. You send it a prompt, it generates the UI for you, but when you actually use it in the real world, it doesn't work. You want to set up the login functionality, you want to configure the permissions, well, it's a hassle. And that is because these vibe coding platforms generate code from scratch. There is no structure underneath it. That's why you see something that looks like an app but doesn't work like one. And to solve this problem, today I'm building a complete client portal with AI that has a real database, user roles, permissions, a login system, the whole thing, and I'm going to be using Softr's AI co-builder to build it. And the reason why I'm using Softr is because they take a completely different approach. Instead of generating code from scratch each time and hoping it works, it actually assembles your apps using production-tested building blocks. So things like authentication, permissions, user roles, etc. just work out of the box. So I'm not going to tell you that it's good. Instead, I'm going to build the entire client portal in front of you and you can judge it for yourself. So if you're ready, let's get started. Alright, so here we are on Softr's website, and Softr is a complete platform that has its own database, its own AI builder, as well as its own workflow automation system. And they have recently introduced their AI co-builder that lets everyone, even non-technical teams, build apps, maintain them, and scale them. You'll find the link to Softr in the description below. All you have to do is click on Get Started for free and create an account to start using their AI co-builder. I would like to take a quick minute to introduce myself to the people who are watching this video for the first time. So hello everybody, my name is Yashica Jain. I'm an AI automation specialist. I run my own agency called Automates AI, wherein we help businesses use AI to automate their manual processes. If you're interested, you can check out the link to our website in the description below and book a discovery call with our team. Apart from that, I also consult one-on-one. So if you're looking for technical help, you can check out the link to my consultation calendar in the description. And thanks to Softr for sponsoring this video. Alright, so I'm within my Softr account, and here all I have to do is click on Create New App. It's going to give you 3 different options. The first is Start from Scratch, the second is Start with a Template, and the third is Generate with AI. Write a prompt, AI does the rest. And that right here is our AI co-builder. So I'm going to click on this, and here we are. So now we can tell it exactly what we would like to build. You can build any app that you want, maybe a CRM, maybe a client portal, maybe an invoicing system, a learning management system, anything. All you have to do is send it a prompt in plain English and it will do the rest of the job for you. So my goal for today is to build a client portal, as I said, and it's going to be for my own agency wherein my clients can see their own designated projects, they can track the statuses, they can give us their feedbacks, and everything is present in a very structured manner. So that it not only looks professional, but it also makes this entire process seamless for me as well as my clients. As I said, we're going to have login systems in place so that my clients can easily log in and check their projects. They cannot check anyone else's projects. They will only be able to check the project which is linked to their company. So I hope you've understood what we will be building today, and now let me write the prompt for our client portal. Alright, so here's the prompt, and I will make sure you have access to this prompt. Just look for it in the description. So I've told it that build an AI agency client portal to manage projects, tasks, milestone statuses, client communications, and client documents. Clients should be able to log in and see only their project, track progress, view deliverables, and leave feedback. The team members can update their task statuses and upload files. The agency owners are going to get a main dashboard with statistics like active projects, tasks completed, and client count. Include a project dashboard, a task tracker, file sharing, and an activity feed. Please set it up in a way where a client can only see the projects that are linked with their company and not the other client's projects. Similarly, team members should only see the projects that have been assigned to them, because not all team members should have access to all the projects, and only owners should have the capability to add new projects. Team members can create tasks, edit them, update them, etc. For each project, we should have the capability to choose multiple team members and assign the owner. So this is everything that came to my mind when I thought about the features or the functionalities of my client portal. So now let me send it through. Okay, so the AI co-builder has started doing its job. Now, while we're writing these prompts, we could miss a few details, and that is where these smart follow-up questions come into play. So before it goes ahead and builds the entire app, like most AI app builders, it's going to ask us a few questions to better understand our needs. So how should clients be linked to projects or access control? And then it has given us 3 options, or we can type our own. So clients belong to a company, projects belong to a company, clients are linked directly to specific projects, or both. So I would think the first option is what I need, that the clients would belong to a company and the projects will also belong to a company, because, one company can have multiple contacts and multiple projects. Let me choose this. The second question, how do you want team member access to work? So team members can see only projects they are assigned to. Team members can see all projects, but can only edit the ones they have been assigned to, or team members can see the projects for their internal team or department. Now I'm going to go with the first option. What should the activity feed look like? Okay, so do we have tasks, status changes, comments, everything client facing only or internal only? Let me go with everything. Now we have to choose the authentication settings. So how will the users log in? Is it through email? Is it through Google sign-in? Or is it a single sign-on? So I'm going to go with the first one, which is email, and continue. And can people sign up on their own? So no, I will invite my users. Yes, anyone can sign up, or domain restricted. So I will go with the first option. Since this is a client portal, I might just invite my clients to my client portal. Continue. Then it's asking for the app's main navigation layout. So I personally prefer the side, which is something like this, right? Instead of top or both. So I'm going to go with this. It's up to you, whichever you want to choose. And for mobile as well, I would like to go with bottom. By the way, the app that is going to be generated is going to be friendly across all devices, desktop, mobile, tablet, etc. So yeah, let's go with both of these and continue. And now we have to set up the theme for the application. So basically choose the colors and the fonts and the look of it. So they have a couple of themes to choose from. Now, I would want my client portal to be professional looking. So I'm going to go with the first one, which is Horizon. And I'm going to now click on Create Your App. Alright, so it has started doing the job. Now, the very good thing about Softr AI Co-Builder is that it first generates the database, which is the backend, right? It generates the tables, the columns, the fields, the data, everything, and then it builds the pages on top of them, as compared to other AI app builders that first generate the front end and then go to the back end. And because of that, it never works. So I really like this thing. And this is Softr's own database. So here it is creating different tables and different columns, and then it's going to add dummy data for now while it is building the app, and later on we can change the data. And this is a relational database, meaning all the tables, etc. are connected with one another. So I've linked the core tables to enforce your access model, which is clients to companies and company to projects, which is exactly what I wanted. And I really like how it's showing this so that we can expect that in how much time we will be able to see the final app instead of guessing. And now it's working on the front end, which is generating the different pages that are linked to the database. Okay, so it has created a projects page, a project details page, tasks page, all of these. All right, so the design is in progress. Now it's creating the different buttons like edit project, delete project. And this is not just prototype, this actually works. We will see that once this building process is done. Great, it has automatically picked up my image from my Google account, which I used to sign into Softr, and it has already updated it here. So welcome back, Yashica. Alright, and now it's saying your app is ready, go ahead and try it out. So let's try it live. Now the one thing I want you to pay attention to is this preview as feature. So even before it has built the app, it had already configured all the user roles and permissions. And because of that, I have an option to either view as an agency owner, I can view it as a client, I can view it as a team member and understand what they will be seeing once they log in. And as I said, it is optimized for desktop, tablet and mobile. So cool, welcome back Yashica. Track projects, tasks and client updates in one place. So right now I'm viewing it as the owner. So we have a search bar, which is great. So here we can have a look at the total counts of projects, tasks, etc. So right now I'm on the main dashboard. So these are the projects, basically an overview. I can easily add a project here, which is nice. And we also have an Ask AI feature. So cool. So for my own client portal, I already have an AI agent. I can ask it things like which projects are currently in progress, etc. That is so cool. Alright, so projects in here, we can filter it through. Let's see. So in progress, okay. Blog, okay. In review, cool. We can also do it by the company name, which is great. And we can obviously search for it through here. And if I click on these, it should open up more details about the project, like the name, the status, description, start date, due date, and even the tasks that are associated with that particular project and the activity feed. And then if I scroll down, we have the tasks here: to do, in progress, in review, done. And we can easily move one another. For example, from in review, it goes to done. So that was the main home dashboard. Now, if I come to projects, I can see that in a better manner and I can easily open it up. I can edit it. We can even delete projects. Let's check the activity feed. So any update that happens on the client portal can be seen in the activity feed. For example, client comment received, file uploaded, task created, etc. And then we have the final tasks where we can add them. We can change the status, as I said. Great. So now let me try creating a new project. So let me call it Customer Support AI Agent. The status is Discovery. Let's take the start date as today and the due date as somewhere in the future here. Then let's give it a summary. All right. And let's choose a company here. Let's choose the team members. So here we can choose like multiple team members that have been assigned, which is nice, and add. All right, new record created. There we have it. Now let me try editing something. So maybe I will change the status to in progress and let me update that. And it has been changed, meaning it's all working. So up until this point, we were viewing this portal as an owner. Now let's preview it as a client. So let's go with Liam as the client. So here, as you can see, instead of viewing all the different projects, Liam can only view the projects that are associated with the company Liam is associated with. Let me try changing the client and let's see if this changes. So now in this case, this new client can only see the projects that are associated with these particular companies and also the tasks that are associated with those companies instead of all the tasks that the owner could see. And that tells us how nicely the user roles and permissions were set up. So if they go to projects here, they can't really create new projects, but they can obviously open the project. They can see the details. They cannot edit it. They cannot delete it. They can see the tasks and the activity. Next up, let's see the view of a team member, which is the last user role. Yeah, so in this case, that team member can only see the projects that they have been assigned to, and similarly the tasks. And they can also add a task, so that is nice. Now, as I said, this portal has been built using production-tested building blocks, and the code was not generated from scratch. But what if you want a custom functionality that you have in mind that is not an existing building block? Well, that is where the vibe coding block comes into play. So if you want a custom functionality, the AI co-builder can generate it for you, basically vibe code for you. Now, there are various other functionalities you could add to the client portal, like different widgets, different statistics, different tabs. There are a whole lot of things that you can do. But to demonstrate, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask it to add like a commenting feature here where we can do back and forth communication with the client. We do have activity, but I would still like to have a separate section for comments, which is for each project. So here's what I'm telling it. Build an interactive comment section for a project page. Each comment shows the user's name, avatar, role badge, timestamp, and the message. Users can reply to comments to create threaded conversations and include a text input at the bottom with a send button. Add a filter at the top to toggle between all comments, internal only, and client facing. Internal comments should be visually distinct with a subtle background color. So now this is a very custom request, and the chances that this already exists as a building block is very low. And even if the comment section feature exists, maybe these extra features like role badge and all of these might not. And that is where the vibe coding block can basically code out this part for us. So let's hit send. Okay, so let me just ask it to create a table for comments. Okay, so it's asking me to go to the database section. Okay, let me tell it I'm in the database section, and it has started creating the table and the associated fields. So one thing to note is that if you're working on the database, then you need to be inside of the data section. If you're working on the interface, then you should be here, so on and so forth. All right, so it has created the comments table. Let me paste my prompt again so that it can build the rest of it. Okay, so that is the app assistant. So we have to go back to the app, and then let's tell it that I'm in the app section. So it is applying the updates, and the very first one is add vibe coding block, which is exactly what we wanted. And now it's generating custom code for the block. Alright, so it is saying that it has done that. So let's go back to the portal. Let me refresh it. Let me go to the first project here. And if I scroll down here, it has added that particular section. So we'll see if we can add it as a tab here instead of this. But let me write a comment. Let me just say that the QA plus feedback incorporation was cancelled. due to internal, and let me send it. So it is showing the name and badge, everything. That is good, and we can reply to it. Okay, so we have a threaded conversation. So two things. Firstly, we want this to be a separate tab inside of projects, and while sending it, it should give us the option to choose from internal only or client facing. So going back here, let me tell it great work. Comments should be a separate tab within the project page instead of being in the tasks page, or we can say the tasks tab. Also, while sending the comment, we should be able to choose between client facing and internal. The rest looks good. Let me send this. Alright, so it's saying job done. Let us see. So I'm going to refresh the page. And yes, comments have been now added as a separate section. I think it's still under the task section, so we need to remove that. And we need to remove this one. Please navigate to a project to view the comments. Let me give it this feedback. Alright, so let's check now. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, so from the tasks tab, it has removed the comments, which is great. Now coming to comments. As soon as I click on comments, it first shows me that block, but then it disappears. Let me tell it. The comment block appears for a split second and then disappears. Alright, so that was a small issue. It has been fixed, it seems. Alright, so here's the comment section. So let me type in a comment. Let me select internal. Let's post it. Okay, and now let me type another comment, which is client facing. And here we can filter it as well, which is nice. And we can reply in the thread. And that is how you use a wipe coding block. Now coming back here, if you go to the data tab, you will be easily able to access your Softr database. As I said, Softr has its own native database where you can check all the tables, you can check the data, you can see how they have been linked together, and you can obviously edit anything you want. Now talking about how can we change this dummy data, so you can obviously delete the dummy data and you can add the actual data inside of your database and it will reflect on the front end. And optionally, you can also create it using the add project or add task form. Moving on to the users tab. So this is the place where you will be able to manage your users. You will be able to manage if they are a team member, an owner, a client, their authentication method, their onboarding. You can easily add new users. You can even bulk import them. You can also have user groups. For example, I have 3 user groups. These were created by the AI co-builder, which is owner, team member, and client. Then we can have data restrictions, again created by the AI co-builder, where it limits what data the users can interact with. For example, clients can only view it, they cannot create it. If you want, you can do it yourself if you understand it. If not, the AI co-builder can always help you. And this is the notifications part. So for example, if you're sending them a notification, etc., then this is the email sender that would send them that email. And you can also customize the template of that particular email. For example, you are inviting a client of yours, then this is the default template or the default email that they will receive. If you want, you can edit it. Coming to authentication, so we have selected email in the very beginning. I will show you how you can invite your team members and clients to the portal just in a moment. Before that, we need to publish our app. Let's click on publish. By the way, you can even add your own custom domains. Now it's asking if you want to send the invites to the 10 users that were by default added. We don't want to send it to them because they're dummy users. Now I'm going to show you how you can add a client of yours, a team member. So all you have to do is click on add user. You can either bulk import or you can add it single. For example, I've added the email and the name. Let me click on add user and the user has been added. And let's click on invite now. So let's send the invite. Now, assuming that I am either the client or the team member, this is the email that I receive. Obviously, you can edit it, but this is how it is to be done. They have to click on this particular link, which is going to take them to the authentication page. This is the authentication page. Obviously, you can edit it as you want using the AI co-builder. Here, they have to add their email, continue. Then they will receive a verification code that they have to enter. I have received it right here. Let me add that. And I am in. So this is how a team member, a client can easily enter your client portal or whichever app you are building. Did you notice how smooth this entire authentication process was? You didn't have to set up a single thing to get this working. And as I mentioned in the beginning, they also have workflows, so you don't need to go to third-party apps like Zapier, Make, Anytime. You can easily create one in here. You can always edit the design of your app yourself manually if you want. You can have a look at the pages one by one. For example, let me go to the login page. So this is the login page. Let me go to the link expired page. So this is that page. So let me go to the page not found page. There we go. Every website, every app should have these. And this is the home page. Going to the settings, you can change the logo, the favicon, the name of your application. For example, let me call it Automates AI Client Portal. Save that. You can connect your own custom domain. Right now, it is on a subdomain of Softr. And if you ever want to make any changes, the design to the backend, to the database, anything, all you have to do is tell the AI co-builder and it will be able to help you. And this is the subdomain that we have. So if you copy this and you paste it on new tab, or if you send it to anyone, they will be able to access the portal. As we hit publish, we got the hosting, login, forget password, verification code, everything set up. It is ready for me to send to a client right now. All I have to do is change the dummy data to my actual agency data. So you will find the link to Softr in the description below with some free AI credits that you can use to build your first app with Softr's AI co-builder. You will also find the prompt that I have used so that you can easily either create a client portal or take inspiration from it to create other apps. Alright everyone, that is it for this video. So I really hope you have seen how you can build a complete app using Softr's AI co-builder very easily. Don't forget to use the link in the description. If you're interested in working with us, you can check out the link to our website in the description. You will also find the link to my consultation calendar in the description and also my socials link in the description. Do let me know in the comments how the video was and if you were able to learn something new and if you built something new. I will meet you in the next video. Till then, bye!